Right. Passive effect tier list. I get it now. Oh, I was not... okay, I see what you mean. I didn't know what you meant by passive effects tier list, but now I get it. This is going to be interesting. Let's have a go. All right, so passive effects tier list. Guys, if I get these passive effects wrong, just let me know. We'll start off with the light bearer. We know the light bearer. The passive effect of the light bearer is that it recharges your special attack twice as fast. This is essentially the best ring in the fucking game, especially for its money. It is S tier. Light bearer has changed the game forever. We know it's S tier. We're not even going to fuck around. Brimstone ring. Brimstone ring, the passive effect of this is not the stats. The passive effect is that it has a 25% chance to ignore 10% of your opponent's magical defense, which is very strong. And if you don't have the Altar ring or whatever it is, the Magus ring from Desert Treasure 2, this is your next best ring. Fuck the Sears ring. 10%. Oh, is it 10% for 10%? My apologies, sorry. 10% chance to ignore 10%. This is an A tier ring. Actually really strong for the Whisperer and Chambers of Xeric for Olm, and for even in like, I mean, if you didn't have a Berserk ring and you got this, then you kind of got your priorities backwards. But you could argue things like Akka and shit like that. Wardens, if you're doing Wardens, you don't have a Magus ring, absolutely run that. Sears is more accurate always. The set on that is utterly useless. Sears is only has like 4 extra mage in this. You would run this always, right? Because this has got half the stats of the imbued. This has the same stats as a non-imbued Sears, plus it has that 10% for 10% ignore. If you're in the left for orb order, try to stay with the left orbs. I don't know what that means. Amulet of Amorous. There's a tweet by Works that has it calculated. Right, but the numbers are the same, right? This has the same stats. The ring is never better for mage. Right, but you're not listening to me. It is. It's got the same stats as all 3 Dagonoth King rings, unimbued, and then it's got 10% chance to ignore 10% of opponent's magic defense. So the higher the magic defense the opponent has, the better it is, right? That's why people use it in PKing very loosely as well. Right? Why would the Sears ring be better than this? You use something with high magic defense like Olm Hand? Yeah. Like you would take this over a Sears ring and Olm easily. Absolutely you would. I think this is best in slot until Desert Treasure 2. This was best in slot for solo Cox. Normal Cox. Yeah, it was best in slot for normal Cox before TOA came out. When the Light Bearer came in, it changed. But until then, this was like the ring to use. Right? I believe. We're just looking at the passive effect as well. The passive effect is A tier. B-Ring is the only good dag ring anyway. The others are dog shit. No, actually, all of them are dog shit. You're wrong on that one. B-Ring, also dog shit. Okay, Amulet of Amorous. This auto skulls you when you're wearing it, right? Which is used in the Rev Caves to give you a better chance at Revenant items, the Rev weapons. It's got the same stats as a Salve Amulet as well, so it gives you the extra undead attack and accuracy bonus, which it used to have. It didn't have that originally, but they changed it because people were using Salve and they were like, well, what, the Salve is better than the skull, than being skulled, or they were unsure which was best. So they've actually given it the Salve effect now. Oh, it notes rev drops as well. Really? I didn't know that. That's really good. That's fucking A tier. In fact, it's probably S tier. That's really good that it notes them too. I like that. Amulet of the Damned. This buffs all of your Barrow's gear, and it's kind of shit. I don't think any of them are actually worth using at all. I could be wrong. And the Blue Skull Surge Singer's OP. Yes, that's very true. Amulet of Avarice is very strong. Amulet of Avarice, I think. I don't think this Amulet of the Damned is actually any good, except for Clue Scrolls. But the passive effects, I don't remember them, and I don't recall them being worth using ever, so I don't think this is worth it. Another good one is the Carol set. Exactly, and when you're using that, it's actually cool with Arams, but are you going to use it over in a cult? You're not, are you? So we're going to put that in D tier, right? It's only worth for Arams. It's 1 out of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then F, we'll put it in E, right? That's fair. Anyone use Amulet of the Damned? No. What do we got here? Virtus. Virtus is 1% magic damage, but 4% magic damage on Ancients per piece. That's pretty good. It's A tier. Like, nothing to complain about. Pretty decent. Like, it's not as good as Ancestral, but it's as good as Ancestral, you know? It's better with the Ancients. Makes it very good for... In fact, it makes it best in slot for places like Inferno and Gobble's Dungeons and anywhere that you're maging, so even like Theatre of Blood. So it's honestly a really good set. We've got Inquisitors. This basically makes Crush weapons useful. The problem is Crush is just shit in general. Inquisitors is the best you're going to get. This is all A tier as well. This is all just very good content. Same with the Crystal Bow. The Crystal Armor, but it only works on the Crystal Bow and Bowfer, not the Salad Blade, but that makes sense. But it's not consistent with Crystal Gear at the end of the day. But it is with range gear, I guess. We discussed it in Discord because you didn't comprehend. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Gotcha. I think this is all like all these armor set effects are all very well balanced. Berserker, the Obby armor set, if I remember correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, increases strength. Does it decrease accuracy? I'm pretty sure, because I know defensively this is shit. Like, it's like adamant defense, which is beyond me, to be honest. Or is it only the Berserker necklace that decreases accuracy? That's all I don't remember. But it only works with obsidian weapons, which is why I think this is probably C tier. These are kind of garbage. You have no sound? Bad luck. Like, the fact that it only works with obsidian weapons and they're all kind of shit, which is why this is going here too. It's only really good for, like, nightmare zoning if you really want to maximize your damage. And I guess PvP as well if people will use it there. So I'm not a big fan of those sets personally. Carols, what does Carols do? Full Carols lowers your agility, right? Or run energy, one of the two. It's dog shit regardless. It's not very good. Arams is the same. Arams I think is the agility one. Maybe it's defense on Arams, I can't remember. Lowers agility, yeah, it's all crap. It's actually not even useful. It is F tier, let's be honest. The Barrows effects, they're all shit. Varax is pretty good, actually. Varax, piercing defense, used to be the meta on some moody bosses. That's B tier. We take Varax. Chaos creates funny PK clips. Yeah. F tier. Guthans has a certain percentage chance to heal the amount of damage you do. We're going to put this in B tier as well. I personally think it's overrated. I think Guthans is not as good as people say it is. I think it is a waste of time using Guthans. I think the game has progressed beyond the need for Guthans. You can use it in Slayer all you want, but at the end of the day, fish are not hard to come by. Torag's hammers. I believe the more damage you take, the lower your health, the higher your defense is. Is that correct? That's pretty badass. We go D tier for that because it makes some good defense pures. Not a bad strat. And then you got Darok, Great Axe. We all know the big bomber gets A tier because Darok is just too fun and too good. Torag lowers run energy. Or maybe it's Amulet of the Dan that gives it the extra defense then. Yeah, it's got an F tier then if that's the case. Use Guthans with a Blood Fury at Gobble's Dungeons. Has a ton of food per trip. Yeah, but Blood Furies are fucking expensive. The food's probably a better value, to be honest. Chaos Gauntlets. I was told to kill myself once when I got these. Now that the Warp Scepter's in the game, and the fact that really Guardians of the Rift is as well, you don't really need these anymore. These are kind of D tier. I mean, they're still useful really early on and for specific account builds, but for Iron Man, you could argue, but like Ivan's Blast is just so much more convenient to use, really. They're so underrated, in my opinion. Great early account upgrade. Yeah, but you need like 59 mage to fucking wear them anyway. So, like, you're pretty much at Ivan's Blast level anyway. We've got the Broody Shield. I can't remember what these do. These have a high prayer level, but I don't know what the fuck this does. If someone can fill me in with that information, we can do that in a minute. Slayer Helmet, this is the imbued, and the one on the right is unimbued, right? No, this is imbued. This is not imbued. No. No, this is imbued. No. Left is imbued? I don't know. Let's have a look. Slayer Helmet. Yeah, left is imbued. Yeah. Yeah, the brighter one's imbued. Yeah, okay. So, unimbued means that the effect only works on melee. It doesn't work for mage and range. We'll go C tier, because it's still good. It has all the other Slayer headpieces. And then imbued, you've got to, can't really argue that it's not S tier. It's essentially the best helmet in the game. unless you're not on task. And even then when you're not, it's still a decent helmet. It's still got the face protection for certain mechanics. So that's good. What does this fucking shield do? The Brutal effect is something similar to DFS, only has 10 charges and can't be recharged. Okay, that sounds like some E tier shit to me. The Black Mask, now the Black Mask, let me read this correctly, because there's some sort of defense mechanic that goes with it, right? How the fuck is Black Mask not written on this? There it is. So it's got the same, and you can imbue it and do the same as Slay Helmets for Mage and Range. When charged, the mask has the ability to lower an attacking monster's defense by 2 plus 7% rounded down using 1 charge in the process. In order for the mask to activate, the following requirements must be met. NPC must attack the player. NPC must be within 10 tiles. NPC must have 50% health or more. NPC must not be reduced defense. Must not have reduced defense already. So basically, it's a 1 in 10 chance attempt of triggering. Basically, it's completely fucking useless. So it's going to go C tier with the normal Slay Helmet, because there's not really much difference, right? Actually, you can go D tier, because it doesn't have the other effects, so it's a D tier fucking effect. Condor doesn't know what imbued means. I know what imbued means. What do you mean? I don't know what imbued means. Doesn't make any sense. I thought there was even a reason for the 10. Yeah, it's just some defense shit that you never see. We've got these 3 passive effects, which are all the same, which is Dragonfire Protection, and also they all shoot a Dragon Ball at the enemies. Rest in peace to old mate that created Dragon Ball. And to be honest, the effects are all the same. Dragonfire Protection, good. So, gets B tier. And these ones... Oh. These 2 can go C tier. These 3 can go C tier, okay? Now, it's not about the stats. I know the defensive stats are higher and the offensive stats are there, guys. But hear me out. Alright, this is important. The reason these 3 are C tier, yet this is B tier, is because this one doesn't let you down. Okay? This is a reliable shield. These 3, you right-click activate, DFS below regular defense. Yeah, I'm explaining it, Blue! Shut up! Wait! Alright, let me explain. When you right-click activate any of these shields and shoot a fireball, it never lands. It never does damage. It is fucking useless. It never secures a hit, and then you've got to go fucking recharge it. It is inconvenient, and it's annoying. This shield never lets you down. Therefore, they're garbage. They're not as good as the anti-dragon shield. The mage defense and DFS is good, though. I don't care. It's not about the stats. It's about the passive effect. And the active passive, well, the active, I guess, passive effect on these is, you know what, shut the fuck up. Alright? Just accept it and move on. It's my tier list. The attack is rolled off your magic attack bonus. The attack is rolled off of zeros. Justice Shirt. Now, the higher your defense, I believe is how Justice Shirt literally works. Pretty solid. Actually goes A tier with the rest of the arm sets. It's a good set. The problem is defense is kind of useless, but I feel like it's starting to make a bit of a comeback, especially with the righteous god alignments or whatever is coming in. So I think that's pretty good. Void. You know what they say about Void? You should avoid using it at all costs, which is what I do. So you've got Mage Void, which increases magical accuracy by 125%, I think. Pretty good, but it's outclassed by just wearing arms and some Barrow's gloves. So pretty D tier. Void Range. The Void Range gives the highest possible max hit we've ranged in the game. It's better damage than Missouri, but it's not better than... It's not more accurate. It's actually not very accurate at all. So this can go C tier because it is a hard hitter. Justy was 15% damage reduction. It might be. Maybe it's the Din's Bulwark I was talking about. Regardless, it's A tier. And Void Melee is F tier because you can just wear Barrow's gloves and you've got something better than Void Melee. Done. Range is B tier? No, it's C tier. Alright, next we've got... No. 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 What? Why can't you just grab... What? Why are these linked? Am I being fucking trolled? I'm being trolled. How do I unlink? What the fuck is that? Anon, what? They're all linked. Are you fucking trolling me, cunt? Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Anon's left the fucking a booby trap in here for me. Alright, we're good now. Okay, so these shields, I believe, the passive effect of these are for wyverns, so that you don't get cooked. But you can also use... You can't use the anti-dragon shield, can you? But you can use the wards. Is that correct? So these kind of just sit... I mean, they sit D tier, really. There's not really... Like, you still get frozen, which is kind of garbage. It just reduces the damage, which is unfortunate. But... The fact you still get frozen when wearing it is kind of disappointing. It should avoid freezing, too. Vigil shields work for the breath, yeah. So it's a bit weird that you still get frozen. The dark light, arc light, and silver light effects. Now, the effect of these are... Not like they get better, right? The silver light is fucking horrible. This is F tier. The dark light is also fucking horrible, F tier. The arc light is great, but it's gotten worse over time. As like the arc light basically rolls off of your gear. The higher your strength and accuracy bonus, the better the arc light is. But the problem is the arc light is falling off because like the scythe and the blade and the fang are just all more practical now. So we're going to give it A tier, I think. I think that's fair, yeah. A tier is pretty decent. We've got the SERP helmets, but I believe they're all the same. I don't know why the fucking visages are here. Like why you've got different mutagens or whatever. I'm pretty sure they're all the same. Is that right? Or does mutagen add something? All the passive effects should be the same, I believe. So I'm going to go S tier. Add swag? Right, okay. Well, I'm going to go S tier for all three because arguably one of the best helmets in the game. Yes, I know the strength bonus is higher on the face guard. Yeah, but the poison and venom resistance and the ability to inflict it is really strong and really useful. And it is super cheap to run. Like, Zora scales are getting cheaper and cheaper by the day. So it's not that expensive to run. It's a very, very good all-round helmet. You can just wear it and do an entire raid with it. Doesn't matter the raid. I got benefit 70% more from gear stats, but we don't get new best in slot very often. Yes, it's very true. First time you ever created the dark light, you feel like an absolute beast. Yeah, then you realize it's horse shit. Arc light F tier? No, it's A. Magma A, please? No, it's all S. Surf helmet's dope at Duke. Yeah, surf helmet's great everywhere. Okay, we got the wieldy weapons. Are these... Do we include the... Fucking get out of the way, cunt! Thank you. Is this including the upgrades? There's so many fucking items here. I was expecting like 4 things. I don't know. Does the effect change, or is it just that it gets a special attack? These just do more damage in the wieldy, right? That's the idea of them. So better than Nezzy face guard? Yeah, I reckon. I'll still use a Nezzy face guard, but the SERP is like a better helmet overall. I mean, these are all pretty B tier. Like, they're mostly unique to the wilderness. They're passives, right? Like, they're wilderness locked passives, so they're limited, which is unfortunate. Especially in some stats wield upgrades. Okay, but the passive effect is the same, so we can leave that there. Staff of the Dead, passive effect. What's the passive effect of the Staff of the Dead? And the Staff of Light. What are the passive effects of these guys? I didn't know these had one. Excuse me, you say ST, I don't know what that is though. Finally, Green Dart's Fitness, huge. Venom? I mean, that's the toxic Staff of the Dead, yeah. Venom, that's B tier. It's not bad. It's a 15% damage. Oh, does that count, would you say? Venom's only on the staff, or the toxic Staff of the Dead, not on this one. I mean, you could say the 15% magic damage. Yeah, that's fair. That's all like B tier. That's all really good shit. This shield reduces prayer draining effects, which is cool, but it's kind of useless and dog shit. So we're gonna go C tier. Like, you could use that at Cerberus, but I think it's best to just not these days. Elysian Spirit Shield reduces the amount of damage you take by 15%, I believe. Like, incoming damage. if I remember correctly. It's got like an 85% chance to trigger that or something. Overall, it's overpriced garbage, but the effect itself is very tanky, very strong. It's going to be A tier. Like, you are very hard to PK if you're holding one of those in the wilderness. It's very hard to kill you. Very hard. Same with the Din's Bulwark. Is it Din's? Yes, Din's increases in strength as your defense goes up. The higher your defensive stats, sorry, I was wrong about Justy. The higher your defense, the more damage this does, which is pretty badass. And the spec's actually really cool now, so we'll give that an A tier as well. Got Vorkit 80k CSD, huge dude, GZ. Wolfbane stops people from turning into wolves. It's shit. Zuriel Staff. I believe the Zuriel Staff increases ancient magic damage. Is that correct, or is it all spell damage? That I can't remember. Let's have a look. It has 2 passive effects. Okay. When casting offensive spells in the standard spell, but the spell's attack speed is increased to 4. Wow, I didn't know that. No initial delay when auto-casting. Wow, okay, that's really good. Ancient Magic's offensive spells have the following additional effects. Increased 10% accuracy on ice spells. Hit points restored for blood spells 50% higher. Poison from smoke spells 100% damage increase. And attack drain is increased by 100% with shadow spells. That's pretty good. Pretty badass. B for badass, dude. I like that. That's pretty good. The Ancient Scepter. Ancient Scepter, we know all about this. It amplifies all your ancient magics. It's B tier again. It's really strong. The Turmerican Shadow, what this passive effect does is it multiplies your accuracy and damage in magic by 3, and if in TOA, then by 4. It is the most busted fucking thing in the game at the moment. It needs a nerf. Before anything else does. We've got the Fang, which the Fang rolls it rolls the slash attack twice, right? Or some shit. And in TOA, it rolls the defensive stab. Did I say slash? I meant stab. It rolls the defense again as well in TOA. Fang is super strong. And also only hits 15% of your minimum hit, but 85% of your max hit unless you spec. Does 2 accuracy rolls on stab. Oh, does it 2 accuracy rolls? Yeah, right. And in TOA, it does 2 defense rolls, right? Rolls against the enemy defense or whatever. We've got Darok's left-handed axe here. I think it's Darok's axe, but the other way around, right? No, that's leaf-bladed axe. Yeah, leaf-bladed weapons, like it's good, but the passive effect is shit because it's limited to like 2 fucking creatures. It's garbage. Colossal Blade. I didn't even know how to passive effect. Is this Colossal Blade? It is Colossal Blade. What's the passive effect? It doesn't have one. Oh, it has a passive effect. Okay, increases the wider maximum hit against larger enemies. Oh, I thought that was a special attack, not the passive effect. Okay. Max hit is increased by double the monster's size value, but at most by 10. The monster's size is the number of game squares. Okay, so it's fucking shit, basically. Unless you're versing, like, how many squares is Duke? How big is Duke? You could probably argue that it makes a pretty decent max hit on Duke, right? But, like, on Verzik, for example, it's only going to increase the max hit by 10. I thought it was a special attack. It's good for distractness, but that's about it. Yeah, it's got a crush, but fair enough. We've got the Karis Partisans. So we've got the blue gem, the normal one, and the yellow one. There's no red one for some reason. Fuck the red one. Oh, the red one doesn't have a passive, does it? Does it? Well, neither should this one, technically. This one basically is the Karis as well. Like, this is all the same. The Karis is just like... I think they have the same effect, right? The normal one and the Karis one. Which is increased 33% strength against cow fights and scarabs and all that shit. And a 1 in 51 chance to hit big. And then this one has, when it's blue, it has a 33% increased accuracy. Which makes it probably B tier, to be honest. Because it does make it almost best in slot. This passive effect is the exact same. Red one is nice, big 2A groups. Yeah, but we're not talking about special effects. We're talking about passives. This one is actually a worse passive effect, to be honest, because it can only be used inside a raid. On kill health restore. Right. So you're correct. Sorry, I forgot about that. Right. Yes, that actually is A tier. Thank you so much. I forgot about that. When you kill, it restores health and drains prey. That's A tier. That actually is fucking good. It is only used inside raids though. If you can use it outside of raids, oh man. Lumbridge goblins. Mate. That'd be huge. Blackjacking, I didn't even have had a passive effect. What the fuck is... What's a blackjack passive effect? When using combat, it has a chance to temporarily stun your opponent, delaying their next attack. The chance of the stun depends on your hit, the opponent's current hit points. A random integer is generated between 0 and your hit inclusive, and compared against another random integer between 0 and your opponent's hit points. Okay, so what the fuck does that mean? Max hit is 25. Monster's current hit points 99. On successful hit, you have a chance with a max hit of 25 against a monster with 99 hit points. 6.2%. So if you took this PKing, you have a 6.2% chance to fucking stun some cunt and run away. That'd be funny as shit. That's F tier. That's fucking garbage. Like, yeah, sure. Alright, so the Ring of Suffering passive effect is adding recoil charges. Makes it very good. Very strong. B tier along with the Ring of Recoil. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, recoil's dope. It's free damage. Absolutely. The Glory passive effect when charged, it increases the amount of gems you get while mining. It makes it an A tier. Guaranteed, you gotta have that when mining. Ring of Wealth, the passive of this is it picks up coins for you and increases clue scrolls when in the wilderness. Is that right? Chances of clue scrolls dropping, and it removes the nothing roll on the rare drop table. So that's D tier, because that's kind of shit. The Phoenix Necklace is like Redemption, but better. Pretty C tier. Really just used for niche purposes. I think it also stops you from getting killed, right? Like, it guarantees avoiding KOs. I could be wrong. I think unless you would have been hit 0, then you do go to 0. I can't remember. I think someone tried to explain that to me once. Ring of Life saves your life, but not enough. It's E tier. We'll go D tier. Let's be generous. Sangstaff has a 10% chance to heal you for 25% of the damage you deal. A tier. Very strong. Kodai has a 1 in 3 chance to not use runes when casting, I believe, and unlimited water runes. I believe it's 1 in 3 chance to not use any runes, right? Maybe it's a 15% chance to save runes. It might be 15% chance to save runes. I think, no, maybe it's 1 in 3 and it's 15% damage. It's pretty A tier spec. Like, the pass is really good. Very well for barrage targets that drops gold to lazy. That's fair. P-neck doesn't save you on death if it puts you below 0. Okay, cool. Divine effects, basically what these do is you take 10 health damage when drinking it, and it lasts 5 minutes. So, yeah, pretty good. Doesn't tick down. It's awesome. It's 15? Okay, thank you. Could I dropped off when we got the 4th rune pouch slot? That and the ancient icon. Yes, it did. But it's still a powerful, like, this rune safing is good. Is that holy water? Not, what the fuck's holy water? Back the fuck up. That's holy water? We have holy water in this game? Holy water. Wow, you're right. It's a ranged weapon that's used just like throwing knives and darts, however, only deal damage against demons. Why the fuck don't I know this exists? This is a thing? It's a huge pain to make. Yeah, it looks like it. Use a binding book to enchant 1 or more empty vials. Hammer 2 gold bars into a golden bowl at an anvil. Summon Gujuo by swinging the Bulbro in the Karazi jungle. Let Gujuo turn the golden bowl into a blessed gold bowl. Cut a hollowed reed from the tall reeds with a knife or machete. Use the hollowed reed in the water pool to fill the bowl. Decant the golden bowl into an enchanted vial. What does it do? It's a single-use weapon. It's not tradable. It has +6 range attack bonus when wielded. As a demon bane weapon, it gives 60% damage bonus versus demons, on top of a +5 damage bonus from if the demon is Nizikishined. Also grants bonus accuracy by draining the opponent's defense by 5%, provided it's a demon. Oh, that's fucking huge for the ice demon in fucking Chambers of Zarek, dude. Holy water uses a different form of damage calculation compared to how regular maximum range hits are determined, which ignores some factors that normally serve to increasing damage. For instance, while boosting one's visible range level will not result in increased maximum hit when using holy water, the use of stat boosting pros such as Eagle Eye or Rigor will not, nor does the effect of range void armor. Okay, so basically, it's shit. What is this thing? What's the topaz necklace? Necklace of Faith. When worn, the necklace will restore the wearer's prayer points by 10% of prayer level if their hit point drops by 20%. It's like a reverse redemption. But that sounds fucking useless. Where the fuck would you use that? Your health hits 0, you're going to jail. Like, that sounds fucking useless. Alright, someone's butt plug. Someone tell me what that is? Fremnic shield? You know what? It actually is quite important with trolls, otherwise you get cleaned up. That's C tier for sure. That's a butt plug. It looks like a blood bark. Oh, is that blood bark? Blood bark, this increases the amount of blood heal you get, which is pretty good. I like that. That's B tier. It's very good for PKing. The blood plug, that's it. It's not a Snell helm. No way. Is it? It's a Snell? It is. It's a pointed Snell. Blood and Tar Snell. Reduces damage taken from snails by 12. What the fuck is their max hit? Stats are similar to those of a steel medium helmet. Look how fucking stupid you look when you wear it. Look like a right dickhead. It reduces damage taken from snails by 12. It's fucking huge. It's F tier. Insulated boots. Insulated boots passive is kind of cool, but it is useless because a lot of the time where it's needed, you can just walk away. We're gonna go D tier. There's no necessity to it, but it reduces damage from like lightning shit. Twisted bow. Damage is increased, and accuracy. Accuracy goes up as well, right? When, like, based on the opponent's magic level. The higher the magic level, the harder it hits. I don't know if it's accurate though, because I feel like the T-bow isn't very accurate for the amount of damage that it increases by. It's very niche, but it's very good. I mean, is the passive good? Yes, the passive is good because it increases damage heavily against high magic level targets, so it's pretty fucking solid. Dragonbane weapons. The Dragon Hunter crossbows buff is actually stronger than the Dragon Hunter lances, unfortunately. But the Dragon Hunter lance is actually a faster weapon, so it balances to be the same, I think. These are both S tier. I know it's only niche to dragons, but they're still very powerful upgrades, and it makes fighting a lot better. I don't know what the Zarek crossbow's passive is. Oh, right, it enhances bolt damage. That's S tier as well, like we know this. It's very strong. Like, if all bolts, I don't know if it increases their proc chance, but the effects from their procs are enhanced. No, Scythe doesn't have a passive. Makes Rubers do 110. Yeah, and like other bolts, like drain stats are harder and shit like that. So Zarek crossbow is actually a really strong range weapon. And that is the passive effect tier list. Scythe passive is that it hits 3 times. That's just it being a big weapon. You could argue that, yeah, I guess so. When you spec, if it hits, it's guaranteed bolt proc. No, it is, yes, but that spec isn't a passive, that's a spec. So we tried to ignore specs where we couldn't hear. Hopefully that was a pretty fair tier list on all the items. I was expecting passive effect tier list, poison, bleeding, disease, venom. That's what I was expecting. Turns out we actually have passives in this game, and that is the tier list. So thank you, Anon. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.